Hey guys, today I'm doing a video about Q&A. I've had a few people ask me to do a Q&A, so I figured I would actually answer some questions to as much as I could. I'll try to go as fast as I can, but I do want to be reliable with my answers and tell the truth. Nothing in this is going to be hidden or taken out due to I feel like my viewers and, friends on this would rather see the real me and real answers than some lying ones. So let's get started. How do you deal with seeing the things you do? For me, I've been seeing spirits and things ever since I was like 5 or 6, as my other video had said. At the time, I was really scared about it, but there wasn't much I could really do, because if you told your parents, it's your imagination or nightmares. So after a while, you kind of just become used to it. You kind of ignore it in some ways and go on with life as much as you can. Yeah, sometimes I do get afraid of things and it does bother me, but there's not much I can really do about what happens and who comes to me and things like that. So yeah, in the end, you just kind of get used to it. You're still afraid sometimes, but most of the stuff I've seen, heard, and went through before. Next question is, when did you start self-harming? How do you cope? Do you have support? This is a very touchy subject for me. I started self-harming when I was probably 10 or 11, which I do believe is like 6th grade. I had a really rough 6th grade year. The first part was amazing, but then I started getting bullied and harassed and things like that. And this kind of goes with the other question I have, tell us your story, so this is the story. In 6th grade, I had a very close friend, but it turned out they weren't really close, and I ended up being bullied and harassed at a school to where I wouldn't want to return back, and I used to struggle with my family not to go. I ended up being homeschooled and having a few therapists and doctors, and that I was diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety, and I still have it, honestly, but it gets somewhat better over time. You learn to cope with it, but it's still there. Ever since I haven't went to middle school or high school, I do regret that because I never had the experience of being in any of those. It's kind of like, when I look back, if I have kids and that, they're going to ask me about it, and I won't know really anything about it because I wasn't there during the time. But that's when I started self-harming. I couldn't get away from myself, it seemed, and I felt like everything was my fault because my family was having issues too with me. How did I cope? At that time, I had my grandmother who was alive. She passed away when I was 15, though. She was my best friend, and we would sit up all night talking and watching movies. Also, music really helped me, like Slipknot and things like that, because it helped me get my anger out and things in a more safer way than self-harming does. Arts, my family, friends, though I don't really have very many friends, to be quite honest with you guys. I have maybe one or two. One I see most of the time, the other one doesn't live here. And do I have support? Yeah, those two and my family support me. I don't have a therapist anymore. I don't have a doctor. The pills didn't work for me and things like that, so it was one of those things where I had to kind of grow up and cope with the feelings I was feeling inside. Things I've struggled with. School I struggled with really badly when I tried to go to high school and things like that. I lasted for a week or so. Middle school I lasted 3 days. I struggled with my grandmother's death. It was the hardest thing that I've ever been through, to be honest. I miss her all the time, and it was the hardest one I had to get through. What makes me feel vulnerable is when people ask me about my scars and everything like that, because it's not something I want to admit I do. but I do it. Really large crowds make me feel vulnerable too. I just have really bad anxiety, and being in large places like that, it just kind of scares me, to be honest. Ew. Sorry if I'm fidgeting. I kind of have, my bangs are new, so I'm not used to them. What have I accomplished in things? I graduated this year. I finished my GED, and those are two things I never thought I would actually end up doing in life. I thought maybe perhaps I wouldn't be able to because of the anxiety and the depression that I felt inside. Other accomplishments is I haven't self-harmed in probably 3 to 4 months. It's one of those really big things for me. And what makes me feel strong? My family, and sometimes music, and my friends. There's just something about those three things that kind of brings me back to the real world. Are you religious? Actually, no, not really. I went to Catholic school for maybe like a week or so when I was having depression and all that, and I didn't really fit in. Like, I give props to people who believe in stuff like that, but if I had to pick a religion, really, I'm a Wiccan. But I don't really call it a religion because it's more of a lifestyle for me. Other than that, I'm not really religious, but I do always try to be civil about things like that because everyone believes in their own thing. Where do I hope to be in 5 years? I actually really hope to have my own shop for like a salon / body mod shop. It's one of my really big dreams that I've always had. I'm working on it right now, but it's going kind of slow at this point in time, but I hope to have that and, perhaps be married and have a kid or something. I just want to be happy. That's pretty much the only thing that I really want. And my friggin' hair. Aha, I found you. What made me get into the paranormal? I actually did not want to get into the paranormal, to be quite honest with you. It just kind of happened to me. If I had to choose, I guess I wouldn't have changed anything because I feel like I'm here for a reason, to help people with to cope with family members' deaths and things like that. But I've never actually really been into it. It kind of just got into me, I guess, as you could say. What is your favorite eyeshadow color? Right now I'm wearing black, as you can tell. I really like darker colors. Lighter colors don't really fit well with me. So most likely silvers, blacks, and navy blues, dark things, and purples. I like purples. Would I ever consider sleeping in the nude? Yeah, I've done it before. I feel clothes are constricting and things like that, and I don't really like them very much. So, yes, I would. If you could pick one thing in the world to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be? And let's say that it is completely nutritious. Pretzels with nacho cheese. They're just my favorite thing in the world. I always get them when I go to the mall with my friends and things like that. It's one of those things that I just completely, utterly am in love with. I'm surprised I'm just not obese and falling out of my chair right now by how many pretzels I've eaten in my life. What is your best and worst paranormal experiences? The worst one was most likely when I was a younger girl. Of course, a girl. I was sleeping in my room and my closet door opened and I saw an older gentleman, and from that day I cannot sleep with my closet door open, even though it opened by itself. I kind of have my rabbit's cage shoved against it so it can't flip open. Yeah, my rabbit Sabbath saves me at night. And my best one would be The day before my grandmother passed away, I seen her on the couch smoking a cigarette, but she couldn't have been there because she was at the hospital at that time. And I kind of felt like that was her point of saying, I'm okay, I will be okay, don't worry about me, I love you, and things like that. Sometimes I still see her, but that one moment was one of those, like, heartwarming, light moments where you're like, oh, okay, she's okay, she'll be okay. If you have natural beauty skin looks, why would you want to add makeup? It's kind of a girl thing, honestly. Girls like makeup because it's kind of artistic in a way. It's fun to do. That's all I can really say. It's like, even if you have natural beauty, which every single girl has, we like to enhance it by wearing makeup and things like that because eyeliner makes your eyes more vivid and things like that. It's like how boys like baseball and things like that. They don't have to have a reason to like it or do it. What is the best foundation primer you have ever used? I actually don't use foundation primer. I just go flat out foundation and pressed powder. I don't use primer because my makeup stays on my face pretty well. So I can't really help you with that. Other than that, for primer, I guess you would have to just go search because every person's different. Hair. And what do you think of the Naked palettes? Honestly, I've looked at them, but I can never afford the price of them. I actually tend to go more with e.l.f. products because they're so cheap, but they work so well for their price. But they do have fantastic colors and things like that, but I don't really know any of the palettes names or anything like that. So I can't really tell you which my favorite is, and no, I have never used it. I wish I have. If someone has one, you should send me one. That'd be amazing. Tips on eyeliner, which to use for what looks and what occasions. I actually always just use the cat-eyed look in a way. And the eyeliner I happen to use is e.l.f.'s cream eyeliner. It stays really well, and it comes with this cute little tiny brush. I think you can wear your eyeliner anyway, honestly. I don't have different eyeliner styles for different occasions. I wear the same eyeliner style for everything. It's kind of just what makes me me and what I feel most comfortable in. But every girl has their own style. Some like cat eye, some like having eyeliner on the bottom, which I don't. And so on. So yeah, I can't really say what kind of eyeliner styles for occasion and all that, because I don't wear any other eyeliner styles. How to match your lipstick with your outfit. I don't think I ever really match lipsticks with outfits. I wear weird colors, like I have red, black, and purples, so I wear a lot of blacks, so it kind of matches with everything I wear anyways, but I would assume for like lighter colors you'd want to wear like maybe like pinks or other shades kind of in that category. But I can't really say because I'm not really that good at the beauty part besides like the darker colors, as you could tell. And that is pretty much my last question that I had this time. That's pretty good because the video is getting pretty long, isn't it? I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. But yeah, that's the last question I had, so I will, end up putting what makeup I'm wearing right now in the bottom or something like that if anyone has questions about it. Other than that, if you guys have any ideas for videos, please send them to me. I really would appreciate it. I'm starting to kind of run out of stuff that I feel like I want to do. Other than that, I shall see you next time. Bye.